world's ills and, in the process, save my beloved Sarah.
Nintendo has done a lot of things well in recent years. The transition periods between their consoles isn't one of them. Just as the GameCube before it, the Wii hasn't gotten much first-party support in its last year. There isn't a whole lot to keep Nintendo fans busy, at least not in terms of home console stuff, before the arrival of Wii U. But as it turns out, there is this. Now, this isn't the same kind of grand farewell that games like Zelda and Kirby promise to offer, but it is a decent late-life surprise for Wii owners. This is Mystery Case Files: The MALGRAVE Incident. Now, this game is published by Nintendo, but it was developed by another company. Mystery Case Files is a long-running series from developer Big Fish Games. It's been thriving on the PC side of things for years, and more recently, it's also made a splash in the handheld realm on the Nintendo DS. But this is Mystery Case Files' debut on a home console, and much like its DS predecessor, it's a very smooth transition. Mystery Case Files: The MALGRAVE Incident is a puzzle game and a point-and-click adventure game all rolled into one. This is yet another game based on finding objects on a static background, but Mystery Case Files does a lot more than just mimic the Where's Waldo books. There's also a genuinely interesting adventure awaiting you on the island of Malgrave, complete with lush settings and lots of mysteries. You're summoned to this island by Winston Malgrave, a strange man with a strange history and a bit of an unfortunate present. His wife is sick, and he believes there's a substance on his island that could save her, and that's where you come in. It's your job to explore the island and find the substance, as well as lots of other things hidden on the screen. So be ready for strained eyes. Hey Malgrave, where's the Clearasil? But there are a few things that allow the Malgrave Incident to stand out among similar games on Wii. First and foremost, the island itself. Not long after your arrival, you see that Malgrave Island was once the home of a thriving community. There are remnants everywhere you look, and a thick sense of the past hangs over the island like fog. It's absolutely engrossing to explore, even though all you're really doing is clicking arrows. And that's another thing the game does well: transcend its inherent limitations. Now, this is nothing more, in essence, than a collection of things to stare at and click on. But the game does a tremendous job of making all that secondary. Because the island and the story hook you so effortlessly, you don't get bored with pointing and clicking. Now obviously if you're into this genre it doesn't matter, but games like this aren't for everyone, and the Malgrave Incident does a nice job of making its genre more compelling than its physical interaction. In addition to its history and all the mysteries surrounding its fate, Malgrave Island is a pretty nice place to look at too. This is a very good looking Wii game, especially for this kind of point-and-click puzzle game. The screens aren't just flat images, they're more lively than you might expect, with multiple layers and some pretty nice visual touches too. The areas you move through are also well done, and it ensures the game's aesthetics convey the vibe that's so painstakingly created by its narrative and setting. Now that's not to say the Malgrave Incident is without its flaws. As enjoyable as it can be to explore this island, it can also get frustrating really quickly thanks to poor direction. There are times you'll have no idea where to go or what to do, and the game does a pretty poor job of guiding you. I mean, exploration is fun, being lost is not. Otherwise though, this is a solid release for Wii owners looking for something to play. It's a soothing experience without a timer or restrictions or even penalties for using the clues. It's not about winning or succeeding or anything, it's about the experience. And fortunately, there's a pretty good one in Mystery Case Files: The Malgrave Incident.